Hello there. Welcome. Welcome to Blood Moon Oracle, the energy of the moment, not this moment exactly, but this moment that we're in. We're going to take a look at the energy that's coming out right now. What's going on with us? It's been a while. I didn't come at the beginning of the week. It has been hectic. It's been, there's been some challenges going on in life. And so just trying to get, you know, back into the flow of things with the changes that are being made. But I'm here today. Okay. So let's take a look. We are going to take a look and see the current energy that's coming out for right now. This could be the energy you have experienced this week. This could be the energy that you will be noticing over the weekend going into next week, right? This is just current energy. Okay. And then we'll take a look at how you're dealing with the energy and what's coming towards you. We'll grab a couple of oracle cards to see what the overall vibe of right now, this energy that we're feeling, and then kind of what spirit wants you to be aware of as well. Current energy, lots of wands coming out in the current energy, and how you're dealing with the current energy and what's coming towards you from here. 1 second, of course. I have to drop cards along the way. 1 second. Okay. And what's coming towards you here? Let's take a peek. I hope you guys are well, by the way. Blood Moon Oracle here. My name is Leticia. Like, share, comment, subscribe if you feel led. Let me know if it resonates, how it resonates. If you want to share, we're always open. Let's see. All right. And then we're going to take a look at what the current vibe is for this energy. Let's get a couple of cards for that spirit. Ooh, toxic came out. There's something toxic going on in this moment for some of us. And then today came out. And what is it that you would like for us to know? We're going to pull from our Kipper deck. Lord Jesus. That's what I'm hearing. You can be calling on the name of the Lord right now. Okay. We'll see. So the overall energy of the reading is toxic. Let's see if we can see that. It has a picture of a mushroom. So someone could be engaging or indulging in something that is not necessarily good overall. Like it could be drama, engaging in disputes and arguments, and or maybe mixed up with people right now that just aren't really aligned fully with where you are today. Today came out. It's like you're supposed to be enjoying this moment right now and really looking at what all the good that's happening. There's something toxic in the moment. I feel like right now that if we're not careful, it's going to steal the moment. I feel like there's something good about this moment. For some of you, you could be celebrating a birthday in this season. You could be what what season is it? We're in Libra season. And if you're not careful, there's something there that can attempt to steal the moment from your moment, your birthday, if you allow it to, right? It can only do it if you allow it to, if you give it that power to do it. And there's something toxic in this moment. The mushroom represents something that's available, like it can't harm you unless you eat it. I'm hearing, right? And so you don't have to drink the Kool-Aid, right? You don't have to eat the snacks, right? You can bypass it and say, no, thank you. I'm good. So there's something about that coming out. And it's interesting because the energy this week was the 5 of Wands, which is about that energy, conflict, a lot of confusion, maybe even fighting as well. The nine of Wands, the wounded warrior, and then the Page of Wands. Lots of wands, like I said, is in the energy right now. So this energy is very active and alive and just sparked up. If we're not careful, we could be giving energy to things that are not helpful and adding to the fire, right? Because the 5 of Wands is all about misguided energy. Lots of energy, but it's not being guided in the right direction. So what you end up with is a lot of fighting, bickering, arguing, a lot of scattered energy. This could be within your environment. It could also be how you're feeling right now, or the feelings that you're dealing with, feelings of um, chaos is what I'm feeling. And so this week, or right now, going into the weekend as we're coming out of this week, it's been a little bit scattered, a little bit shaky. I feel like you could find yourself waiting for this moment to pass right now, and you could have in mind, all the things that you want to do when this moment passes. You could be waiting for your moment to just be able to create something new. With the Page of Wands, that's really new energy, starting off from the beginning again. Even though you may not be a beginner, you're waiting for an opportunity to create something new, a new environment, a new energy for your environment. This week, I feel like, has been spent maybe trying to make it through difficulties that you've been dealt. You're just kind of sitting and possibly just waiting for the storm to pass. It feels like a very dramatic week. And if it's not your personal energy that you are dealing with around you, this could even be worldwide, just some of the stuff that's being dealt and peddled right now. It's almost really hard not to get caught up into the flow of chaos that's just really very inviting right now. I find it hard to not get caught up too. And I do feel like there's sometimes things that I can't avoid talking about or speaking up about. And I just learned to kind of say what I say and just go on about my business, just kind of dip your toe in the water and just keep going. Um, but the energy right now, overall, worldwide, is very chaotic. We know that. And if we're not careful, we can also find that same energy all around us if we invite it in. It's all about an energy. It's the spirit of chaos that's running rampant right now, and really trying to steal the moment. There's something very beautiful, I feel like, that's happening right now. And that's when you find that all of these chaotic situations pop up. As soon as something good is happening, here comes trouble. Right? Doesn't it always happen like that? But again, you have to invite it in. You have to be open to receive it. You could just simply say, no, thank you, and keep on going about your business. It's just that easy. I do it all the time. Right? Yeah, people be mad and they have an attitude. They have to get their lick back. All kinds of things happen when you start to put yourself first and say no. That just comes with the territory of recognizing your sovereignty. Right? And so that's the energy that I'm feeling right now. Yeah. In the midst of all of that, what I'm seeing is there's the opportunity for some kind of celebration. Like, you could be celebrating your birthday right now, um, or there just could be good things happening as well. Don't let this chaotic energy come in and rob you from this beautiful moment. If this is a day where a lot of good things are happening for you, hold your peace. Okay. Now, how you're dealing with this, what came out for you is the Two of Wands. You are wanting to move forward. You may, in this picture, there's a man holding a world. Can you see that? I know it's hard to see, but he's like holding a globe in one hand and a wand in another, more wands energy. I feel like how you're perceiving and dealing with this moment is you're wanting to get away from it. You could very well be planning to do just that. For some of you, this is planning a trip, a vacation. You could be planning to move, right? There's something about you being done with what's already old, repetitive energy. Like, you've already, you've dealt with that. You're looking for some new adventure. You're looking for something new. I feel like that's how you're perceiving this moment and dealing with it. In your heart, you're desiring something more. The Two of Wands is all about that. It's deciding which path you're going to take. Am I going to repeat some old patterns and go back down some old roads? Or am I going to recognize that I have the world at large before me? I can go and pretty much do anything that I want to do. What is it that I want to do? You are exploring your options and making some pretty serious decisions right now. And the decisions feel like it's new, wanting to experience new things. The Tower comes out as well. There may be some things that are happening beyond your control, maybe things that are happening without warning, maybe things that are coming in and pushing you to make different decisions. The Tower is all about change, sudden change, uninvited change that happens to kind of tear up the fallow ground so something new can be planted. We're talking about your heart. Okay. So there could be some things that are happening for you that's just kind of tearing you up inside. But underneath all of that uncomfortable you know, loosening of the soil of your heart. It's preparing the soil of your heart for something new. It's preparing the soil of your heart as it's tearing up that fallow ground. It's kind of conditioning. I feel like it's conditioning your heart. Whatever's happening right now, good, bad, surprisingly so, it's conditioning and preparing your heart for something new to be planted, something different, something more grounded and foundational. There may be some new experiences that you need to have. And so some things have to be tore up before you can do that, because we have the 10 of Pentacles coming out here, and we know that's about stability. That's about building solid foundations, so solid that you'll be able to carry them forward to the next generation. And so there's something here about um, wanting or desiring. There's something here about feeling something greater than what it is that you are seeing, experiencing, or have experienced right now. Your heart is craving something more, something greater, something more um, rewarding, something more promising, even. I feel like you feel very discontented right now. The tower says that. And some of y'all may be willing to scrap everything, just wipe the board clean and start all over. And I tell you, I can't tell you the many times that I have been willing to do that. It's like, let's just wipe it all clean and start fresh. I, by all means, am not afraid to throw some stuff away and leave it behind and start clean, start fresh. It just makes me feel like a weight has been lifted off of my back. I don't like carrying around dead weight and things that I'm not going to use, things that are old and worn out. Just throw it away, leave it behind. That's the feeling I'm getting here. Give me 1 second because I am burning up here. I have to turn my cooler on. 1 second. I feel like someone is just fed up. They're fed up, and it's like, do or die. It's time for something new. Your heart is craving something new, something fresh, right? And so as we look at the energy coming towards you, we have the 7 of Swords. Can you see that? The 4 of Cups and the King of Swords, okay? So the energy coming towards you is all about no longer being confused about what you need to do. The things that you need to guard against or watch out for, or set firm boundaries about, the things that you need to be more concrete about and more prepared for, the things you need to strategize for. I feel like you're coming forward into a more strategic energy, especially with this King of Wands. And for some of you, this could be even having more clarity on what is coming towards you, what spirit is offering you at this point. Um, I don't know if you've been kind of guarded against that. The 4 of Cups is kind of like a guarded energy, maybe not even realizing what has been offered to you. But there's some clarity coming in around that, on what you need to guard against and what you need to actually let in and receive, because it's supposed to be something that's going to embellish your experience. Cups are all about experience, fulfillment, emotional fulfillment. There's something that you are supposed to be experiencing right now that's supposed to be enjoyable, but for some reason you've been fighting against it or rejecting it or shutting it out. Um, and I'm hearing there absolutely could be things that you needed to shut out, but in an attempt to shut those things out, you shut everything out. And so what's coming towards you is an energy of clarity that's going to help you to decipher what's good and what's not, right? Because entering into new energy, there's always going to be a need to, of course, leave some things behind. And it feels like you're going to be ecstatic about that, leaving some things behind, because not everything, not everyone can come with you when you enter into new seasons of life, or when you decide that you're ready for something new, right? If you bring the old energy into the new, it's going to turn the new into the old. And so there is a need to be clear about what it is that you need to guard against, and then what it is that it's okay to receive in. And that the King of Swords carries that kind of energy. It's very clear thinking, very concise decision making, very strong with boundaries, and being able to think critically and strategically. This could also be an Aquarius, a Gemini, or a Libra, okay, approaching you. And it feels like good energy, okay? And so let me see. Are we going to clarify anything? What is this Ace of Wands? It feels like the good energy of wanting to create something new. What is the Ace of Wands here with the energy that we're in right now? Okay. More wands coming out with the Four of Wands, which is all about celebrating within like a community. This could be creating a space or a community where things can grow, a safe space, a space that's fertile for growth and to plant seeds, to invest without worrying about losing your investment or what it is that you're planning. It almost feels like environmental for me, like you're wanting to create a safe space for yourself or even for others, right? The Seven of Pentacles and the Four of Wands. Yeah, it feels like community with people who are maybe aligned in the same way, working towards the same goal, right? It very much is different than the Five of Wands. Okay. And so the energy that you're in right now, there could be this idea around creating something like that you're desiring to do. Why is the Tower here for how you are feeling about this current energy you're in? It feels chaotic with a desire for something more stable, more peaceful. Um, so we have the Queen of Wands. I tell you, lots of fire coming out here today. So I'm clarifying. Okay, so the Queen of Wands and the Empress is clarifying the Tower. This is the surprising energy that is arising as you are experiencing this energy. There's a certain level of empowerment that I'm feeling. It also is a softening energy that I'm feeling with the Empress of being able to, as we were talking about the heart, the soil of the heart being prepared for something, right? There's something happening with this Tower. And though it may be very uncomfortable, and it may be something that is not something that you would choose if you had your way. However, it's bringing forward something so powerful, so beautiful. The Queen of Wands with the Empress, right? There's something here about what's happening within you that's being birthed in you, something about the soil of your heart being prepared to receive what you've asked for. Or maybe it's something that you don't even realize that is coming your way, but it's preparing a place within your heart for you to be able to receive this. Yeah. And let me see, what is this Four of Cups? What are you needing to receive? Of course, there are things, this is the energy coming towards you. There are things you need to block out with that Seven of Swords, absolutely. But there are also things that Spirit is trying to give you. And of course, you may be blocking everything out. So we have the Four of Swords, the Sun, and the King of Cups. And it does feel like a place of rest. It feels like a place of rest also that's able to give you the amount of, one of the things that I love to say when I celebrate people or I wish them like happy birthday or I help them celebrate. I'm like, I hope you receive like as much joy as your heart can handle and some, like, because we don't know what all is really, being prepared for us. We don't know. And so this Sun represents that kind of energy. It's like all of the joy that your heart can handle. Yes. And the Four of Swords is like this place of rest, of sabasana. That's the term that we use in yoga when it's time to just lay back and relax and turn your mind off and close your eyes. It's, at ease. There's a place of rest with so much joy that your heart may not even be able to contain it. And then we have the King of Wands, which is being able to deal with this amount of beauty and this amount of blessing, this amount of emotional fulfillment, being able to handle it. Because, not everybody can handle happiness. It's sad to say, not everybody can handle that. Just like not everybody can handle having a lot of money. Not everybody was meant to have a lot of money. I do, however, believe everybody was meant to be happy, but it depends on what it is that we want. Spirit is letting you know what's available if you want it. If you want it. So far, there's something about this that you may have been rejecting with the Four of Cups, but this is a huge amount of happiness and freedom. It's a huge amount of joy and being able to handle it all too. Having the capacity to hold it and handle it, not just giving it to you and say, there you go, do with it what you want. No, but I'm going to give you, Spirit says, the capacity to hold it and to handle it, right? And to manage this happiness, this emotional fulfillment, right? With the King of Cups. Now, on the other hand, this could also be a Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer that's coming in, okay? I like this energy. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. And it feels like something that has possibly gone over your head for some reason. I don't know. There's something about this that I feel like you may have been unsure about this and maybe fighting this like it's something that you needed to block or guard against. But actually, it is like your heart's desire. That's what you are being prepared for with this energy that is cultivating the soil of your heart. Okay. Now, I ask Spirit to give more energy around um, what it is that you need to know about what's happening right now. And the energy that we have is short illness, main character, and it's the male main character, journey, and military person. And so you could be someone, this could be you. You could be someone who is very strict, in your demeanor and how you perceive life. It's like you perceive life to be something that needs to be kept in order with military person. And I've been kind of like not really up to par. I feel like it's passing. Spirit saying it's passing. Whatever this was, there may have in fact been things that were supposed to be learned through this time where your energy may not have been as high as it usually is. Maybe there's just a bit of low energy for a while. There may have been something that needed to happen during that time. Now, let me share this with you. I'm always somebody who is on the go. I've always, not saying that it's healthy because there's a reason why I stay on the go, but that's just who I am. And there has been moments in my life where in order for me to get the message around what it means to balance your life, if you are someone that's constantly going, doing, you need to match that with self-care and rest and pouring back into yourself. Granted, there are, a such thing as being someone that's called to do a lot, but you also need to take care of yourself too. And so, being that I didn't really understand that concept yet, Spirit many times would have to cause me to become, you know, incapacitated for a moment just so I can sit myself down. I can remember times where I was raising my kids and we used to do church, school, and work. Like we were literally on the go 24/7. The only time we were still is when we were asleep. There was a lot that I would change if I could go back and change that. But I say that to say that in that case, in that time of my life, I remember feeling like I was coming down with like a little cold, and the cold was just ongoing. The cough was just ongoing, and it wouldn't go away. And next thing you know, I found myself throwing up blood, not throwing up, but coughing up blood. And so I was like, okay, so this is not an ordinary cough. So I went to the doctor, and they diagnosed me with pneumonia, walking pneumonia. And I was so busy, like you couldn't tell me anything. And my grandmother was alive at this time, and she was the one who literally made me sit down because she know my grandma was like, no, you're coming over here and you're going to come over here and stay with me because I know if you go home you're not going to sit still. So she made me sit at her house for a week while I nursed myself back to health because she knew if I went home I wasn't going to sit down. I wasn't going to sit down, right? And so I had to stay at my grandmother's house with her for a week until she saw that I was better. And sometimes spirit will do that. Spirit will cause things to happen to slow us down because otherwise we won't, because we haven't understood the value of rest, the value of pouring back into ourselves and self-care. Like it's just as important as that job, even more. Because if something was to happen to you, they're going to replace you like that. So you're more important than that job. And as important as church is for many, you're more important than the church service, right? Same thing. Something was to happen to you, guess what? Someone else steps into your place. Whatever it is you do, it's they step in and it's like we're not even going to miss a beat. Who's next? You know, and so there's the understanding of needing to understand the value of self. I feel like that has something to do with someone who's possibly learned that or learning that. There's something that's going to happen or has happened or is happening that's teaching you a lesson about valuing yourself, self care. It's not something that's going to be, you know, permanent. This is a season of needing to sit down, I feel like Spirit is saying. And this is an important part of your journey, something that you're learning right now. This could also be about releasing control because whoever you are or whoever you're dealing with is someone who is very, I feel like very controlling. That could be you, very controlling. Military person is somebody that's like, I'm just thinking of like a drill sergeant, wants everything, you know, don't miss a beat. Or you going back to do it all over again? Like sometimes it's okay to miss a beat or two or three, right? Sometimes it's okay. Okay. And so there's something here about releasing control for a moment. This could be you. This could be somebody that you're dealing with. That's important here. Um, and there's also something about a journey. There's something about um, movement, changes happening with movement, moving forward, moving out of a specific energy or a specific place, moving to a new season, you know, getting the bus on the road, right? Spirit maybe just letting you know it is absolutely time. It's time to go. It's time to move. It's time to welcome in new energy. Okay. That's what I'm getting for this week. Um, it's beautiful energy. I like it. Lots of endings coming. There's something beautiful about where you're coming from too, because where you're going, you're going to be able to integrate the lessons that you learned. Yeah. Overall, I feel like this reading is all about realizing the change that's needed. And through that realization, there's like a conditioning that's happening in the heart space. It's almost like the soil is being conditioned for what is about to come and be planted. Okay. That's the message today. Okay. Let me know if that resonates. The energies that came out, I have the Five of Wands, which is Aries. The Nine of Wands is Sagittarius. The Page of Wands is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. The Two of Wands is Aries. The Tower, I believe, is Pluto, is change. The Ten of Pentacles is Virgo energy. The Seven of Swords is Gemini energy. The Four of Cups is Cancer energy. And the King of Swords is Gemini energy. And so that's the energies that came out, very heavy on fire energy today. You could be a fire sign. You could be dealing with the fire sign. You could just have heavy fire in your chart. Right now, your chart could be aligned in some way where fire sign, the fire energy is very prevalent. There's a lot going on right now. There's a lot being burned out of our lives right now so that the change can come in. And so that's the energy I have for this week going into the weekend. This is just what it is right now. But it's also what we choose for it to be. We all always have the choice. Okay. So don't let no one come in and rob you of the celebration that you should be feeling and experiencing right now. Okay. Just because there's drama all around you, don't mean that your life have to be dramatic. You get to choose. This is all about the soil of your heart being fertilized and tilled for what is coming for you. That may not be so for those around you. This is about you. Okay. Like, share, comment, subscribe if you feel it. Thanks for stopping by. Leticia is my name. Blood Moon Oracle is my game. All right. Bye.